said concerning the pastors who be in pulpit preaching against this HIV problem. I think what I have personally observed is many of the pastors, they preach what they themselves are not practicing, which is contrary to their own sermon. So I strongly believe that when, according to Matthew chapter 9, verse 36, he said, when Jesus saw the multitude, he had compassion on them because they were scattered as a sheep without a shepherd. So wherever there is no shepherd, the flocks becomes confused. So it is our duty, whether being a church leader or an elder or a deacon or whatever, when that compassion is not there, you can pray and pray and pray, and nothing will happens. But when the compassion is there, the little word that you just it will do something. So my point is that as we have met as leaders or as pioneers who are going to begin to do something, we need to ask God so that that compassion will be rare, the rare one from God, so that together we can be able to achieve something to the glory of God. Thank you very much.
So to add to what he's saying, one of our objectives should be compassion. So when we are putting the objective, we should add compassion. I don't know, some maybe we can frame it. So yes, brainstorm any idea how we should move it forward. Anything?
Yeah, talking about moving the network forward. I believe that all of us here gathered believe in this idea. That is why we all move from the various places to come to join in this celebration. And so if we're talking about moving the whole network forward, like Pastor has these pastor friends, so he contacted us. I hope we also have other pastor friends that we can also talk to about this network, and then bring them into this fold, and then they will also go contacting others. It will be like, maybe for a word of a better word, a virus that will spread very fast, contacting one another, and then educating them on the network, and they need to join in this network to be able to spread the message across. Then we can have the masses to be able to get to every aspect of it. And then the other thing I want to comment on is on our programs and other stuff. I'm sure we will get there. But when you take, for example, our church programs, for example, when we know that there will be people coming around, let's take 31st, for example. On 31st night, we have all sorts of people who could dedicate 5 minutes, 10 minutes to talk about HIV/AIDS or educate people on this network. Like Pastor has said, certain clinics at the backyard at the church to ask people, just pass through. You would be surprised. You see a lot of people going through to check for their status on that 31st night. For my church, what we did when we celebrated our 20th anniversary, we went to the communities, we made announcements in the community, and we invited Joyce to come here. Joyce was with us on our 20th anniversary. Okay, yeah. So with her son. Yeah. So she spoke to us on HIV Day, and the people in the community were like, we were surprised that we have an HIV/AIDS person in the church talking to us on it, and after which they also went ahead to test for their status, and it was so encouraging. So certain activities of our programming, let's say our church programs or activities, we should try incorporating some of these ideas into it, but most importantly, let's try to contact our other pastor friends or people around us and educating them on this network, and then bringing them to join the fold to be able to spread it.
So you touch on two things, mobilization and also programming. For mobilization, we should contact our various pastors. And also programming, we should make sure we add HIV education as part of our activities. So that is two things he has touched. Yes.
I think that I have very little knowledge before coming. Being actually presenting my friend invited me. So, but the little I want to say is that let us not blame these pastors too much, because I believe that they are also ignorant about what they are saying. What we can do now, because by the grace of God, we are having understanding, we are having insight, so we can become ambassadors to share these things with some of our colleagues, encourage them to see the need for them to understand what the Lord is saying. Because I believe that for Pastor Fred, I call him Pastor Fred, please, because we are very close.
You can't call him Fred.
we are friends for many, many years. You know, the Lord put this in his heart. So his understanding and compassion is different from other people. That those of us who have the opportunity to interact with him, we are now buying into the vision. We can go back and also encourage our friends. Actually, this issue is a very serious issue. I have a pastor friend who had a problem of this HIV thing, but never disclosed it to his senior pastor. But he came to me to share with me. He came to me to share with me. But the wisdom even to handle these things after you have received this kind of message. How do you go about it? It's a very delicate issue. But we can encourage one another. I know it's not everybody who is going to buy into this. Because quickly somebody will just tell you this is carnality thing, this is natural thing, this is... Because it is all part of this lack of knowledge issue we are talking about. So, like my younger brother said here, let's go back and spread the news. Let's become ambassadors of this good thing that I believe the Lord is sharing. Of course, everybody is saying that the HIV thing is gone, but it is not gone.
No.
It is not gone.
No.
So the need for us to actually spread this message, share it with our colleagues. But I also encourage that after everything, if something can be put on paper, that if you go share, you know, you can present something to them, they will look at it, they will read it, they will be convinced and buy into it. Yeah.
Okay, so Bishop is saying in our program we should have leaflet, and so add it to it, and also we should build capacity for pastors. So it should be part of our program.
Okay. Like Bishop, I'm also new. I just got to know about it this morning. You know, but I just want to continue from where he left off. I have put down 3 things. And one of the things is what he said, the last one, putting down something on paper. Rev, the vision came from you. So in order for us to be able to digest and also come out with some concrete recommendations, particularly relating to the objectives and other things, to be appropriate, if you could give us some write-up on what you have put down and everything about this, so we could go through and then be able to make, you know, some recommendations and other things. So that's the first one. The other 2 questions. We've been talking about pastors. What is your focus? What is your target? Is it pastors or you want religious leaders? You know, because we know that in various churches, it's rather the elders, you know, that do most of them. The pastors are just administrative things. So is the target only pastors, or you know, the focus is for church leaders? So let us know. If the focus is for church leaders, then we have to make it very clear, so that we're not restricted to pastors who, you know, virtually do not do most of the work.
And then the other issue has to go with the Pastor Zuma. And when you were talking, you mentioned that there is already an existing, network that has some 70 to 80 pastors infected.
Yeah.
So if there's an existing network like that, are we, coming together, or we are just starting our name? Because I got the impression that this is the first of its kind in the country, but then Pastor Azuma also came out to say that there's an already existing network of pastors. I don't know whether the network of pastors, infected with HIV. Those are pastors living with HIV. Okay, so that's the dichotomy, right? So
and then again, that one is different.
But it is not the
religious leaders. It's religious leaders. So we're talking about pastors, Muslims, imams. But this one is pastors. So like the question you asked about, is it only pastors or church workers or church leaders should be inculcated? I think that one probably the Reverend will give us an idea.
Yeah, so there are two. But that one you have clarified. So that is for people or religious leaders living with HIV. So that one is clear. We are targeting practicing church leaders. So that has to be very clear, so that you get the involvement of people who actually do the day-to-day work. Who are mostly church elders.
So the mission statement and the vision should be clear.
Yeah.
And that then we can run it. So again, then after it.
We thank God that this opportunity is given to us today. About 3-4 years ago, I was called to university to have seminar on this issue concerning the AIDS and other disease. In fact, we were told to go and do the test. To my surprise, none of the leaders who went there. Everybody was afraid. We are talking about the stigma and other things. Well, to me, AIDS is not a death sentence. It's not death sentence. So I went to Dr. Atta and then asked the nurse to do it for me. He said, hey, gentleman, are you not afraid? If it's positive, what will be your reaction? So, if it's positive, I'm not the only person. So, do it for me. And to my surprise, it was negative.
To your surprise.
The way the nurse was, the way he was telling me, it seems anybody who comes there to do it with some fear. You see? And they are putting some fear, panic, fear, yes, in people's mind. So everybody's afraid to go and do it. And I'm very happy that right now I've entered into medicine, that is herbal medicine. And I've got to know that even there are some herbs that can cure this. There are some herbs that can cure this. You see, it is something that is reducing your immune system gradually. So it will come to a time that the immune system cannot fight against any disease that enters. And here is the case that there are so many herbal medicines that can also improve your immune system. You see, so someone was telling us that I think that you should have compassion. Compassion in the sense that I know that with AIDS you will not die. I know that and I believe it. You have to get that in mind. And then if I come to you, that brother, you will not die. This is not the end of your life. Faith. You see, by talking to the brother in that sense, you also have the courage to stand. But if I believe that it can kill you, that means even my message to you will not be effective.
You started weeping before you
Yes. So as you have gathered here this morning, if the network is effective, I think we ourselves must believe that it's not the end of anybody's life. Even this typhoid
diabetics and other things. Even malaria is very, very serious than even the AIDS factor. And malaria is killing people. If you take the number of people who die on AIDS virus and that of malaria, comparing within the year, you see that even the AIDS patients are even living all right than even the malaria people. So we should get in mind that if somebody is an AIDS patient, it's not the end of the person. With that, you have the courage to, preach the person so that you also buy the ID and then be bold to go and do the test and know the status and then start living in a very positive way.
Okay. So if I get what you mean is that one of our objectives is that we stand to encourage or take fear. Yes.
Take fear out of people.
Yes.
Take fear
out of people. And also we ourselves very sure of our preaching. Yes.
So
we are giving them positive words that they will not die.
It's all raw material, so Reverend will put a lot of meat.
I have a few comments on what Eda said. Just 2 comments. We are all religious leaders, and some of the things that usually we handle wrongly is the approach that we give to the issues at stake. It's good that you encourage people that you are sick, you will not die, God will heal you and all that. That is there. It's good to do that. But if you don't do certain things, you will die. Okay. So the encouragement he's giving is there. That is good that we could encourage, people infected with HIV that they will not die. But then, if they don't go and test and take their medication, they will die. So see, handling this is a professional. It's a professional work we are going to do. We are religious. Let's put that aside. And we are handling this professionally. First of all, we ourselves need to build our capacity in the issue of handling this. And I will talk about things later on, but in terms of handling this premarital HIV testing and all that, some of us have had serious discussions on this HIV infection, HIV, treatment, HIV handling and all that. So you see, let the people know that you will die, you will do this if you don't do that. All right, and it's not a matter of happening, but we have to handle it professionally as it is. Secondly, on the issue of herbal medicine curing HIV is a serious thing that shouldn't come from us. If it can cure it, let us test it, prove it, and then be able to do the piloting with people, and then be able to come out with it for the entire world to know. It shouldn't come from us as professionals, please.
No, what I mean is, I'm not saying it should come from this. What I mean is that, you see, HIV problem came to Ghana more than 20 years ago. And in the initial stage, even if you are HIV positive, I will not even come near to you. Yes, even I will not eat with you. That's what people are. People planted it in our minds.
Perception.
Yes, perception. But right now, you got to know that it's not like that.
Because knowledge has come.
Yes, it's not like that. So what I mean is that we ourselves, as we are preaching to the people, we should let them understand that it's not the end of their life. That's the first thing, because this is a living example.
Of course, if what you are saying is true,
yes.
But in the context of what we are discussing here, the professional thing is, as for pastors, we encourage people all the time. We agree with you. So that's well taken. So let's concentrate more on the professional and the technical aspect of the issue, the scientific thing. Because I think.
So I tell the people to go and do the test and take the drugs. And take the drugs. Yes, that is what I mean. That is what I mean.
So we are on the same page.
That is what I mean. I'm not saying they shouldn't go and take the drugs. What I mean is that they shouldn't have the fear to come out.
Come out.
Yes.
Sure.
They shouldn't have the fear to come out.
One thing that maybe we need to...
Can I say something before that? When we launched this network at Sprinters Road, Cooperative Fire, a lot of people came and congratulated us and said this is a very good initiative. And we had a group that came and they said they are working with a Chinese company that has come up with products that people can take to bring to die healing for HIV and all that. So they were just trying to persuade me also to buy into it and all that. And I said, I'm very sorry, because this is a very technical issue. And unless it is tested and proved that it is real, it's genuine, I have no right to support it. And if anything at all, they should liaison with the health directorate. They do the health part of the whole thing. We work with the health service providers. You know, they can approach them, then they will take that one they'll take it up from there, so that everything will be fine between them. If they are able to do it, then fine. We all want the cure. But we, as pastors and people trying to help, we can never take the place of the health service and then, you know, get away with it. So legally, we are not the right people to consult. Sure. And then that was it. So over here, whether it's herbal, whatever it is not on our table at all. We don't address that.
I just want to add to, you know, when we set up this NGO for childless couples last year, I was there just recently, I was just searching on the net looking for some people to collaborate with, and I got this, you know, men's fertility in UK. They also are handling issues of this sort, and then they asked that we should collaborate. And first of all, they wanted us to link the website, so they wrote to us. When we did the background check, we realized that now they discourage adoption. You know, they discourage everything, the use of everything. So eventually, it turned out that they behind the scenes, they are just gay people, or you know, people who have decided not to marry at all. So like we just told them, you know, we are not interested in that. So some of these things is good to, you know, stick on your grounds and be able to, you know, otherwise by the time you realize you have been infiltrated with things that are not relevant to your cause.
I think the Reverend addressed one of the points. The second thing I want us to look at is you mentioned that there are other people infected, and those with pastors, you will see how best we can link with them. Because now we need to see the face of people living with HIV. Because the other time was